includes an order of Buildcon International Limited of 431 crores for supply, erection, testing and commissioning of electromechanical systems. And also an order worth 600 crores from Zodiac Electronics Private Limited for construction of 600-bed super specialty hospital, medical college and residential quarters. With this, the total inflow of fiscal 2022 stands at 2980 crores. The company's total order book as on 30th June 2021 stands at 9,472 crores. The order book excludes Zodiac Electronics and Buildcon International worth 1031. Including this order book stands at 10503 crores. The breakup of this order book is as of 30th June 2021. Road projects comprise around 6133 crores, which is 65% of our total order book. Among the road projects, HAM projects are worth 3135 crores and EPC are 2998 crores. Power T&D and others comprise of 1317 crores, which is 14% of total order book. EPC building segment comprises of 1235 crores, which is 13% of total order book. And railway stand at 722 crores, which is 8% of order book. And EPC work from CGD business comprises of 65 crores. With this, I hand over the call to Paresh Mehta for financial results Q4 FY21.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. The result presentation and the press release for the quarter have been uploaded on the stock exchanges and on the company's website. I believe you all may have gone through the same. Now, I would request the financial results for the quarter ended 30th June 2021. Starting with the consolidated results, the total account income for Q1 FY22 grew by 65% year-on-year to rupees 1,310 crores as compared to rupees 793 crores in the Q1 FY21. EBITDA stood at 424 crores in Q1 FY22 with a margin of 32.3%. PAT is at rupees 80 crores in Q1 FY22. PAT margin is 6.1%. Coming to the standalone numbers, the total income for Q1 FY22 stands at rupees 1,059 crores as compared to 621 crores in corresponding quarter last fiscal, registering a growth of 71%. EBITDA for the quarter was at rupees 167 crores with an EBITDA margin of 15.8%. The company reported profit after tax of rupees 101 crores in Q1 FY22 with a margin of 9.6%. During Q1 FY22, BOT division recorded a total collection of 208 crores as against rupees 133 crores in Q1 FY21 and rupees 262 in Q4 FY21. Total consolidated debt as on 30th June 2021 stood at 6,241 crores, of which project debt is rupees 5,715 crores. The standalone debt is at 526 crores, which comprises of 138 crores of equipment loans and rupees 388 crores of working capital loans. During the quarter, we have made the payment towards redemption of 150 crores of NCD with the interest payment of rupees 18.2 crores. Further to this, ACL has issued new NCDs amounting to rupees 250 crores post 30th June 2021. With this, we now open the floor for question and answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone phone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Vibhor Singhal from Phillip Capital. Please go ahead.
Good evening, good morning, sir. Thanks for taking my question and congrats on a great performance yet again. Sir, given that we have clocked a very strong performance in this quarter, would you like to give some guidance for this year as to what is the kind of top line that we are looking in this year, and with what margin?
We expect to close the year by at least 25% above last year's turnover, with a general EBITDA margins to the tune of 12.5 to 13 without other incomes, and to the tune of approximately 15.5% with including other incomes. So that's the target which we keep ourselves for.
Okay. So, sir, 25% kind of growth, so we are looking to cross, let's say, 4,700 crores of top line for the full year.
Right.
Sure, sir. Sir, my second question is on the debt front. So the standalone debt has risen in this quarter. If I am understanding correctly, is it because we have borrowed to repay the NCD in this quarter, and which that would probably be replenished in Q2, as you said, that we replaced with another NCD?
That's the reason, because on the year end we have used our cash ready to pay off the NCD, and immediately after in the first week of July, the NCD which ACL raised of 250 crores was returned back to Ashoka Buildcon. So your assumption is right that NCD, the standalone debt as on year end, as in quarter end, is optically higher only for that date.
Okay. So at the end of Q2, we can expect it to again fall by, let's say, around 150 to 200 crores.
It should fall back. Of course, the execution level also is there. If the execution is better, or if it will accordingly change marginally.
Sure, sir, definitely. And sir, how is the payment cycle looking at in terms of payment from various government bodies, NHAI or the other state government projects, specifically our power distribution projects that we have in the state of Jharkhand and basically Gujarat, of course also. So what is the payment status from these projects? Are they delayed, on time? If you could give some color on that.
As far as power projects are concerned, we have definitely improved our collections during this quarter. And but Bihar, we have received our certain old dues which are there on SD account. We still chasing Jharkhand for the payments. We expect that they should be coming in by this quarter end. In September end, substantial payment should come on that account also. There is some allocation of funds for these states to be happening. Jharkhand is definitely running through a tight phase, but I think so within a quarter time, it should also be able to pay.
Okay, and so other than that, the payment cycle from NHAI and other state governments is on time.
That is quite smooth. NHAI is very prompt and active payment. They have continued their structure of paying.
Sorry for your voice is...
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorry. Actually, your voice was breaking. I'm sorry to say that.
Okay. Yeah. With the extension of the monthly payment scheme by NHAI, definitely NHAI is keeping the pace of execution with their payment schedule in time. So there is no worries on NHAI account.
Sure, sir. So lastly, if you could just quantify what is the receivable from Bihar and Jharkhand state governments for the power projects as of now?
Approximately Bihar would be to the tune of around 98 crores, and Uttar Pradesh would be around 93 crores, and Jharkhand around 36 crores.
So Jharkhand is sorry, how much?
36 crores.
36.
Sorry. 136 crores.
Jharkhand, okay.
All together. The whole outstanding is 30 crores. That's what I was trying to say.
Sure.
So if you again in perspective, from Bihar around 198 crores, from Jharkhand 136 crores, and from Uttar Pradesh 250 crores. The first numbers which I said were non-current, that is more than 6 months old, which are other payments of in routine course are coming in time. Current liabilities or debtors are in time, not a problem.
Sure, sir. Great, sir. Thank you so much for taking my questions, and wish you all the best.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, we would like to remind participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Sita Raman from Spark Capital. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can you give us an idea about the order inflow for the rest of the year that you foresee? Or the overall FY22 and FY23 you foresee across the sector?
As of now, we have bagged around 3,000 crores, and another 4,000 crores is our target for this year, which includes highways and railways and building vertical, which we have now started.
Okay. So 4,000 crore for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. And on the margin side, do you expect the margin to dip, considering that since you are going to take the building contracts, generally the EBITDA margin in those contracts lower compared to the road contracts. So overall, do you expect the margins to dip?
Overall margins will remain same, whether it is building, roads, railways, or margins almost will remain same. EBITDA may change, but net margins are going to be same because there is no capex or very less capex when you do buildings.
Okay. And what is the capex that you expect for FY22 and 23?
Not much of capex. Yeah, you can speak.
So actually, this year we are not expecting capex of more than 25-30 odd crores. That's our plan. Based on new projects which will be coming in, we may decide to do capex, but then that will overflow into the 22-23 year requirement of it.
Okay. And what did you mention the FY22 and 23 equity, please? The equity investment. Just
that was 184 crores for
what? It's not clear actually. It just got cut.
184.
184 crores. Okay, for FY22.
And 22-23, 141 crore.
Again, it's 184 and
141.
184 and 141. Thank you, sir.
Yes. This is the total requirement for the current set of projects.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Ankita Shah from Elara Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Sir, wanted to understand your strategy on diversification. What is the ideal mix of business segments that you are looking at, and what would be the key focus area going forward?
Yeah. Yes, the key focus area will always remain highways and railways. So 70% of our order book, 70-75% will be highways and railways. And we are becoming a full range EPC players in buildings, power and other segments. So that would compromise around 30%.
Okay. And within buildings, what kind of building projects?
These are basically EPC contracts. So it could be residential, it could be warehousing, it could be hospitals. So this all basically we had been doing 2 decades back, which we have restarted now. So there is huge opportunity in this segment also.
Okay. So in the balance 4,000 crore of inflow target that you're looking at, you're expecting, what is the kind of pipeline?
Around 3,000 crores we expect from railways and highways, and around 1,000 to 1,500 crores in other building works.
Okay. Got it. And sir, on margins for the quarter, would you like to highlight on what were the key issues that led to a drop in margins in this quarter? So was it because of the increase in raw material prices, or is there something else also that has impacted?
No, if you see the past few quarters where the margins have looked robust, these were mainly on account of projects coming to an end and certain contingencies getting released from the budget and contributing to the higher margins. The margins today which we have and which we expect for the coming quarters would be in the range of 12.5%, which we believe is the standard margin guidance which we have been always giving. Unless there is a event like a project closure and contingencies or a bonus being accounted for, I think the margin continue to remain at 12.5%.
Okay. Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jiten Rushi from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for taking my question and congratulations on good set of numbers. Sir, my question is on revenue breakup. Can you give us the revenue breakup between roads, HAM EPC, railways, power, CGD for the quarter and comparable YOY?
So, the road execution was 816 crores against 475 crores last year. The power contribution was 38 crores against 34 crores last year. The railway was 98 crores against 36 crores last year. Then the miscellaneous works are there approximately of 20 crores. So these are the major breakup of.
So CGD is included in this 20 crores basically?
Yes, CGD is a small number, approximately 6 crores in this quarter compared to 2 crores in last year.
Okay. And so on the balance sheet numbers, if you can help me with debtors, creditors, retention, unbilled and mobilization advances.
So, as I said, the total debtors for certain states which we had explained, but coming to the total debtor position would be about 1,312 crores. Against which there is an advance of 381 crores, and accordingly the total payment position of debtors 1312 and 381.
381 is what? Mobilization
advances.
Okay. And so what would be the creditors, unbilled revenue, retention and mob advances?
Unbilled revenue would be around 650 crores.
650 crores. Okay.
Yeah, and retention, which is part of the total debtors, is around 307 crores.
Okay, so in 1312 crores, 307 is included, right, sir?
Right. Creditors probably can help you later on.
And mobilization advances outstanding?
As I said, that is approximately 381 total advance.
381 crores. Okay, got it. Sorry. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Okay. And sir, on the project front, so what about the land status at the Tumkur project 3 and 4? And as last time we were saying that there were some advanced stages of land acquisition. So what is the status now, and when can we expect the appointed date for these projects?
Yeah. So Tumkur 3 is around 94% available. Okay. We also done financial closure for Tumkur 3. So these works have already started.
Okay. So ED should receive this week.
Is done.
65%. Okay.
Around 65%. And we expect another 2 months it should cross 80%.
So basically, sir, what was the rate of interest for financial closure in 3 and which bank, and when do we expect the appointed date, sir?
So, Punjab National Bank is the financer for both these projects, and in the sense, the ST for TS3 is already done, and TS4 is in process. Unless land is available, bankers will not issue their
financial.
As soon as it is done, it will be done. And secondly, approximately in the range of 9% is the rate of interest at which we have closing the.
Okay. And so basically, appointed we will receive this week only. We should receive this week for the Tumkur Shimoga package 3. And sir, on the other projects like NTPC solar project, so what is the status, whether the work has started, and the recently one project in Maldives, when do we expect the work to start? And so like obviously the quarter has been good in terms of awarding active inflows. So when can we expect these projects to contribute to the revenue and the NTPC solar projects, sir?
Yeah, so NTPC solar project has started now. Land has been acquired and part of it has been handed over. Balance part would be handed over and then the project would begin. So this actually included purchasing land and handing over to NTPC. So that part is getting done and it will get started in end of Q2 or start of Q3. Actual physical activities will start on the ground. As far as Maldives is concerned, Q3 is what we expect to start. Because it has to be, the process has to be cleared by Exim Bank, and then once that is done, then the project starts.
Okay. So sir, in Maldives we'll get the advance, any mobilization advance also?
Yeah, we have mobilization advance clauses in mortgage project. So the 20% advance. Yeah.
Okay, 20. But these are interest bearing, sir?
These are not interest bearing.
Non-interest. Okay.
No interest.
Okay. So I have more question. I'll come back in the queue. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, we would like to remind participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Parikshit Kandpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. I joined the call a little late, so just wanted to know about the monetization update for the portfolio. So if you can just help us.
So, just to give a clarification, I mean, as far as the monetization process is concerned, it is quite seriously being pursued. On all the assets under the ACL portfolio, that is the 10 HAM assets, 5 BOT assets and 1 annuity asset. Investors are doing the diligence and they are almost on the verge of completing the diligence process. And we would immediately go into the share purchase agreement drafting process. So this all process is going on with an intention to give a exit to SBI Macquarie, preferably in this financial year.
You're looking towards more like end of, like, because of COVID, has it got delayed by like towards the end of the financial year, signing of that year?
So definitely there is impact of COVID because the sharing of information and data collection becomes slightly difficult when the second wave also came in this April-May. But both the investor and the investee both are seriously working on getting the process over.
And on just on the GST part on the hand side, so now that is again a board of contention. Still the clarities are waited. So how are the investors perceiving that when they are evaluating the valuation of the hand project?
You are very right. And these are some of the reasons which kind of delay the process of evaluation and SPA drafting. And we are trying to sort that out in such a way that the investor is because he's giving a value today, so he's made neutral on that account. So, and we are also pursuing this with NHI on how they are going to actually take steps to ensure that the GST collection is fair for all the projects which have been bid in the past.
So when is the notification expected, sir, from NHI on this clarity and notification?
It's soon enough because they had promised a couple of weeks back that they should be coming out soon enough. So I think so within a week's time or 10 days time, I think so they should come out with the clarity how they will to treat the application of GST on HAM or either full annuity projects.
Just to refresh the memory, so last time when we have been in budget, we will also be looking at exiting whenever this monetization happens, we will also look at monetizing our stake. That thought process continues, right?
Yeah, so it will definitely depend on how the investor is looking at. As we had already communicated in the past, investors are typically looking out for 100% acquisition of SPVs. So end of the day, probably we will also get into the same process of monetizing.
Including BOT and HAM both. So looking to complete
the whole portfolio. As I said, when the investors are looking at the whole portfolio, BOT and HAM and annuity.
So this could be with multiple platforms or multiple investors, like some people will pick and choose.
It could be. Yeah. It could be.
Okay. Just on the guidance part, so how much of the EPC revenue are looking to book in FY22 now?
Could not follow you the question, sir.
For FY22, what kind of growth you are looking on the EPC revenue?
On the EPC business, we are targeting a growth of at least 25% this year. Because we've seen that pandemic typically has a lesser impact. The second wave was not so much of an impact. We believe that the third wave also will not be having so much impact. So I think we'll achieve this kind of a target based on the order book also available with us now.
Okay, just last thing, sir, what is the acceptances sitting on the book now? So I just want to know how much the total interest-bearing debt. So the debt number you have given in the presentation. So you spoke about the mobilization advance. So I'm saying besides that, how much is the expenses which are sitting on our book?
You want the rate because the interest debited in for the standalone debt is around 16 crores. So you're looking
I want the total interest-bearing liabilities on the books, so including mobilization advance, debt, and the acceptances.
Approximately 6,500. So this is 6,240 crores, which is the debt on the books, and mobilization advance of approximately 200 odd crores on projects like Bundelkhand and NTPC.
But creditor support and also that, including that, I was asking more on the standalone side. So how much is the acceptances which is there besides the mobilization advance and the working capital? And
so exactly, it's around 225 crores on mobilization advance and standalone debt of around 500 odd crores.
Okay. And no acceptances are there on the books.
No other debt. So another debt which at ACL, which we have recently taken after 1st July, is 250 crores of NCD, which will also carry cost.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one. The next question is from the line of Sita Raman from Spark Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello. Thank you. Sir, can you give us the O&M expenses for the HAM projects on a yearly basis?
Probably you can take it separate because each project will have a different kind of a structure, because some are rigid payment, some are asphalt payment. So probably you can take it offline. You can give a data on each project what is the whole expense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the reason for refocusing on building contracts?
Hello. Yeah, there's a huge opportunity in this segment, and we understand EPC. We basically are EPC player. So wherever EPC opportunities, they're definitely we're going to bag.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, please press star and one. The next question is from the line of Parvez Qazi from Edelweiss Securities. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Congratulations for a great set of numbers. So two questions from my side. One, what was the standalone level cash, and what was the equity that we infused in this quarter? The second, what is the kind of competitive intensity that we are seeing across segments like roads, power, buildings, railways, etc.?
So the standalone cash is approximately it is a small amount, 8 crores only. This is one. Second question, could you repeat?
What was the equity that we infused in this quarter?
In this quarter we issue issued approximately 11 crores for Q1.
Sure, and the competitive intensity across it.
Competitive intensity continues to be there. There are large number of players coming in for BOT as well as EPC cash contracts. So, but it is comparatively less in the HAM projects. But the intensity is there.
And lastly, what is the land status on the EPC project that we have won, the Kharar Chandigarh corridor?
Yeah. So Kharar one already 3G is at advanced stage, and maybe by end of Q2, 100% 3H would be done.
Yes, thanks. That's it from my side.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Anupam Gupta from IIFL. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity, sir. Just a couple of questions. Firstly, for the BOT portfolio, what sort of support will we need to give in this year? Also because first quarter was weak in terms of toll collection.
So, other than the Sambalpur project, which requires a bit of support, Other projects are managing on their own, in spite of a bit of decline in the traffic. They will be able to serve the debt and its own expenses.
So Sambalpur, how much would support will
around 40 crores. Around 40 crores.
40 crores as loans to them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And secondly, in the order book, apart from the two Tumkur-Shimoga packages and NTPC, Maldives and the Kharar project, which are yet to start, any other project which is slow moving or yet to start?
G-Ride around 300 crores is yet to start.
Okay.
Which will start now.
Yeah. Okay. And every other project is running largely on track.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, that's all from my side, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parikshit Kandpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the follow-up. So my question is on equity invested. So if you can just break it up in ACL, how much is our equity and SJM equity, and also debt, and in HAM portfolio, what is the equity and debt as of the first quarter?
So in ACL, our total equity is including that is basically in the form of CCD is to the tune of 1,900 odd crores equity. The debt in ACL is approximately 1,000 odd crores from ABL, 1,100 crores. This is after liquidating NCD of 150 crores as of 30th June. These numbers are as of 30th June.
So this 19 crores, about 800 crores is SJM acquiry. So 1,100 is about 800 is about SJM acquiry. And what is the debt in this portfolio?
As I said, 1,100 crores. You're talking about debt by ACL. Yeah?
No, I'm saying banking debt.
Pardon?
So bank debt on this portfolio.
Bank debt on this portfolio would be to the tune of around 5,600, 5,700.
And what is the total equity invested in the HAM portfolio now? So over and above this, we have invested in HAM. So how much is the equity invested in HAM?
So total invested in HAM projects up to this quarter end would be around 650 crores.
And against that, how much will be the debt?
Against that number of debt, I'll have to just work it out.
So 5,700 crores includes the HAM debt, right? The banking debt.
Yeah. It includes all.
Of that, I just wanted a breakup of the ACL debt and the HAM debt out of the 5,700.
Yeah. If you want to note it down, probably I can use the numbers.
Yeah, sure.
In Kharar, Ludhiana, the debt is 530 crores.
Okay, I don't want project-wise.
Okay.
Okay, you can tell more about it. Overall debt is fine, sir. If you can give me overall debt.
One second. Around 1,800 crores.
In the ACL portfolio, it's about, so in HAM it is 1,800 crores. Right?
Yeah. In HAM projects.
So 5,700 minus 1,800 balance is the debt in the BOT portfolio.
Right.
Sorry, ACL portfolio. Okay. So total equity investment of about 2,550 crores. So 1,100 is your share, 800 is the SBM acquiring, 650 in HAM. So about 2,500 crores of equity investments is there overall in the portfolio, and debt of about 5,700 crores, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you. A reminder to participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one. The next question is from the line of Ashish Shah from Centrum Broking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Sir, what is the status of the Bihar project in terms of the appointed date and when do we expect work to begin there?
Bihar already both are working well.
Okay.
So we started well and we have achieved the milestones also much ahead of schedule.
Sure. And also just the last bit on the interest cost. So, there was some sequential dip in the interest cost. So any particular reason why that would have gone down?
So basically, interest cost has gone down because good payment schedule from NHI basically, and also a lot of arbitrage done during this period because good liquidity in the market. We could borrow funds at fine rates in the range of 5.5% instead of drawing our working capital, which is at around almost 8.5 to 9%. It's kept the interest rates low, interest cost low.
So because our debt number actually went up because of the NCDs.
Yeah, that was only a few days blip.
Okay. So you're saying average debt would have been lower. It's only towards the end of the quarter.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fair. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rakesh Vyas from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Good afternoon. Sir, just for clarity, I think Parikshit wanted to understand. I got my numbers wrong, so correct me if that is wrong. The overall infusion of money by either SBI, Macquarie or Ashoka Buildcon into the road portfolio is 1900 crore of equity and 1100 crore of support as debt. So total infusion is 3000 crore and not 2500 crore, which Parikshit was talking about.
Right. So he's put it up in a different way. What he put up was probably the initial equity of around 1,900 crores plus 650 invested in the HAM projects. That's how probably he's trying to link it. And balance 300 crores is typically funding for this BOT projects in the past. So any overrun or
okay, but effectively the total money infused is 3,000 crores so far, and the portfolio has a total debt of almost 5,700 crores. 5,700 crores, including the under construction project. So that clarifies. That is helpful. Second is just on the asset management. I didn't got the clarity. So what we are essentially saying is that the completion of all this deal will probably happen by end of this fiscal or the end of this calendar.
We are targeting end of this calendar.
Hello, sorry, your voice broke.
We are typically targeting end of this calendar.
Okay, and if you could just provide some level of confidence that you have on this timeline currently. I mean, barring any third wave or any of those issues. I'm just trying to understand as to where we are in the overall process.
Both the investor and the investee are engaged very highly. So confidence is quite high that it will happen.
Okay, good luck for that, sir. And Satishji, this building construction, so as you highlighted, long time back we used to do this. So I'm just trying to understand what brings us into this sector again, essentially, because we have been looking more at linear projects in general historically. And this is going to be more city-centric, specific location kind of projects. So what is the capability that we have now rebuilt to pursue these, if you can talk about? I know Maldives we have done, but in India we haven't much.
Yeah, see, this is a very strategic decision. Buildings is throwing up good opportunities, and these are easier to execute than highway projects. And capex requirement is also low, and we understand buildings. All our top management, in some part of their experience, have done buildings. So building EPC is suddenly throwing up good opportunities. So we picked up. So Maldives is a very prototype kind of construction, 2,000 flats of just repetitive nature, which will be completely mechanized kind of. Plus what we have picked up in India is also a hospital and residential buildings.
And so just also
your EPC contract,
correct.
And, financial tabs are already there.
So I was just coming to that. So in some of these we have historically seen bad debts, etc., payment related issues. So I'm just trying to understand on two fronts. One is it is easy to execute, but raw material inflation could have significant impact on margin profile. So are we looking only those projects where we have full pass through of any raw material inflation or deflation per se? And secondly, how we should look at securing our payments in these projects, because otherwise we have historically earlier have seen many players getting into trouble.
Yeah, so these are not basically what we have picked up as a private project in India. So financials are already tied up. And what we have picked up in Mongoose is Exim Bank funded. So funding definitely has been concerned with state governments, which we are typically avoiding. So wherever there is a funding lineup where the execution is faster, those projects selectively we are picking up. And a full setup has been put up for building vertical. Experienced team is already in place. Highly experienced team, I would say.
Great, sir. And lastly, if you will just talk about as to what is the kind of overall order book that you will want to continue to pursue on a sustainable basis in building segment, because once you enter this segment, you have to be looking at sustainability and growth as well. So I'm just trying to understand what is the comfort level that you have.
Yeah, our focus will remain highways and railways. Building vertical will grow on its own. So we will be picking up this year, we are targeting around 2,500 to 3,000 crores. Out of it, 1,600 is what we have already picked up. And another 200-300 miscellaneous what we are doing. So another 1,000-1,500 crores should suffice for this year. And looking at this progress and putting teams in place, this should be our sustainable target going ahead.
Got it. And lastly, just out of curiosity, we haven't been winning new power T&D projects per se. So is the pipeline lacking, or have we consciously decided to take a step back in that segment?
No, this actually there is no opportunity in distribution for any of the states that are going up now. There are some smaller transmission projects coming up which we are bidding. So power basically is not, pipeline is not very strong.
Okay, got it. Great, sir. Thank you so much. I'll get back.
One rectification. The total debt is 5,300 on this HAM project. So that's a correction.
5,300 crore is the total external debt on all projects put together.
HAM projects put together.
Sorry. External debt is 5,300 crore on BOT and BOT. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. A reminder to participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one. The next question is from the line of Anupam Gupta from IIFL. Please go ahead.
So just one clarification on the equity in HAM which you have said. You said 650 crore has gone in, whereas at the start of the call, Mr. Parekh said that you have invested 824 crore total. So why is that difference?
So that difference is due to the PIM. The PIM is a amount which is paid by the by NHI, which is retained at the SPV as an equity.
Okay, understand. And secondly, sir, you had talked about some time back doing work in the smart city side. And I think there is a few tenders which are coming up in Maharashtra. So are you looking to bid for those? What sort of opportunity is that you should look at?
Yeah, we are participating in smart city projects also. We have completed Kohima successfully.
What sort of size can this be? The tenders which are coming up, what sort of size you are targeting there?
I know there is huge variation from every state. So there is a variation from 100 to 1,000 crores.
Okay. Understand, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jiten Rushi from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for taking my question. Sir, in terms of the revenue, so what target we are setting for the revenue from the older projects? I know we have won significant orders this quarter. So what could be the revenue from the older projects? Can you just highlight that the new projects are about to start in a couple of quarters?
So, as Paresh said, it will be around 25% growth this year, which will be combined of old and new projects.
Okay.
Most of the older projects like VME and PS1, Khanapur and Khairatunda will see COD by the end of Q3.
Okay.
Barwada will see COD in Q2, VME in Q3, Khanapur again Q3, TS2 will see COD in Q4. So these all will be at advanced stage of completion. New projects will start in Q3. All the new projects would start.
And sir, on the building front, again, I'm asking on it. So, are we qualified to bid for government projects like hospital or other central Vista projects? So, because so far we have looked for a private project, which is a long gestation 5-year project, and the Maldives project. But if you're looking for an inflow of 2,000 crore plus 2,500 crore every year, so how are we qualified to bid for larger projects?
So once we have started execution of these existing two projects, Maldives and this project, which definitely will build qualification. And for the fewer projects, we may have to take JV. Some of the projects we have to do through JV.
So right now, if you're
year end, we would be like we qualify on our own.
Okay. So right now in JV, how much can you bid for any project? Like how much bid size you're targeting?
Every project will have a different combination depending upon the qualification conditions of tenders.
Sir, can you just highlight on
we have a complete vertical now set up for buildings.
Yeah. And sir, what is the outstanding bid pipeline right now? Can you highlight segment-wise if possible? EPC, HAM, buildings.
Like if you see like HAM and EPC, around 33,000 crores is what we are planning to participate in next quarter.
So Q2 you're talking about?
Yeah, Q2, by the end of Q2, we'll be participating around 33,000 crores of projects, which includes HAM and EPC.
But sir, any current outstanding which we are expecting to open anytime soon?
Nothing which is yet to open, like. Because Q1 has been a very low kind of activity. So Q2 is what we expect should make up for Q1.
Right. And so one last question, bookkeeping. What is the bank limit, non-fund and fund limit and utilization?
So we have a total bank limit of around 5,000, SS bank limit of 5,200, of which approximately 800 crores is fund-based, of which 300 is CC limits. So others are WCDL or otherwise, which are alternative financing. So utilization in the fund base is to the tune of hardly 35-40% out of 800 total. So,
yeah.
And on the BG front, utilization is in the range of around 60%. So that is approximately 4,400 crores non-fund based.
Right, so that's it from my side. Thanks a lot and all the best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ashish Shah from Centrum Broking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So just sort of clarifying once again, carrying forward from the Rakesh had asked. So 1,900 crore is equity including CCDs. 1,100 crore is the total debt from EBL, which includes this NCD financing that we would have done.
Right.
So what will happen after June is that the 150, 160 or 170, that number will come back, and we have to add 250. So we have to basically add net about 100 crores to this number if we have to take it as on date.
No, so 250 will get added and 250 will get reduced from ABL's outstanding. This money which has been raised in NCD will be repaid to ABL. So as of date, this will be the position. So
okay, sure. So the total will remain the same. So total will remain 2,000. Even post the raising of the 250 NCD.
Right.
And the 5,300 crore is the total debt, including the debt for the HAM assets as well as for the BOT assets. The
BOT assets, yeah.
5,000.
Right.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parikshit Kandpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. So there's a lot of confusion. So this 3,000 crores includes the HAM equity also, right? All the equity contributions, right? BOT and everything, right? It's over and above.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3,000 includes HAM equity. Because I think earlier in the calls, this number was like more on the higher side. So I was wondering why this has changed now.
Maybe you can take it offline also. I don't know where the mismatch is.
Okay, sir. Sure, we'll do that.
Thank you. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Ashish Shah for closing comments.
Yeah. On behalf of Central Broking, I would like to thank all the participants for attending this call. Thank you to the management of Ashoka Buildcon for giving us the opportunity to host the call. Sir, any closing comments from your side?
No, we thank all the participants for joining this call, and we are always available through our directly or through our investor relations, Stellar Investor Relations, for any queries or updates they would like to have. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Central
Thank you, everyone.
that concludes this conference call for today. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.